Hi there, my name is Camille Haynes. I'm a local real estate agent with eXp Realty. You're probably watching this video right now because you received one of my letters in the mail and wanted some more information about what's happening at your development in Hickory Manor and what's happening in Union's condo and townhouse market in general. I want to thank you for taking a moment out of your day to watch this video. I promise I won't take too much of your time. So without further ado, let's go ahead and first talk about what's happening in Union's housing market. We're going to be looking specifically at the condo and townhouse market in the town. First, we'll start with what's happened in the past year. So in 2024, first off, the number of condos and townhomes listed for sale was nearly identical to 2023. As a result, closed sales pretty similar too, where there were 53 closed sales. The number of days on market did increase from 2023, where the average days on market was 26 days. That's about a 24% bump from the prior year. The average sales price of units that sold was $435,000, up about 15%. Now, I will put a little asterisk next to it where I think the housing market, as far as condo and townhomes, is almost going to be forever changed with the resales of the townhomes Evermilla because it's such a higher price point than any development in the town. If one of the more expensive units come on the market or a couple of them, I think, like I said, it's going to really change what the average sales price is from years prior. The percent of a home sold above or below asking was a healthy 3.7% above asking, but that is down from 2023. We're going to be looking also at February statistics for this year, which is the most recent monthly statistics we have received. So for the first 2 months of the year, once again, we're looking at nearly identical numbers for the number of properties listed for sale. Number of closed sales is identical. What is really the big number for me is this one right here. Days on market until sale. Things are starting to sit on the market a little bit in Union. So the average days on market, as you can see, the first 2 months of the year is now 64 days, which is up, you can see it, 255% from 1 year ago, where it was only 18 days. The average sales price is down 15% to 375,000, but I think that's something that will wash itself out as as the months go on and you get through the spring market. Sales price, the average sales price for a unit that has sold is 1% above its asking amount, which is down slightly from the first 2 months of last year. Now, when we start looking at specifically at Hickory Manor, in the past calendar year, 7 units have sold within the development. The first 3 units right here, which we're going to look at, Lilac, Rosewood, and Red Spire, those were all the lower units that were listed for sale. So, and this successfully closed. So this one that was listed for 460 sold a whopping what is it, about 75,000 above its asking amount, closing in 13 days, and it closed at the end of last year. 505 Rosewood, which was listed for 465,000, got 460, with being on the market for 64 days, sold in September of last year. And then you have this last one, which sold around, actually 1 year ago from the time I recorded this video, which was listed at 480,000, sold for 470,000. That's 905 Red Spire. So just to reiterate, for the lower units, the average, when you average out the price points for the 3, the average list price was 468,000. The average sales price for the 3 was 488,000. They sold on average 20,000 above asking, 4% above their asking amount in 36 days. And that was definitely as a result of Lilac Drive, which really bumped up the numbers for the other 2. Now, if we look at the units that are the upper model units within the development, 4 did close within the last year. We'll start at 1014 Red Spire, which was listed for 485 and sold for 532 after being on the market for only 11 days and sold in November of last year. 506 Rosewood, which was listed for 500 and sold for 480, sold in October of last year for being on the market for 18 days. We have 718 Firethorn, which was listed for 509,000 and sold for 525 in 13 days on the market. And then 508 Rosewood, which was listed for 525 and received its full asking amount after 38 days. So just to review the numbers, the average sales price for the upper level units that were listed, the average list price, excuse me, is 505,000. The average sales price of these units was 516,000, 2% its asking amount, and being on the market for an average of 20 days. Now, I do have something that is available for you, just free of charge, no questions asked. If you want to really spend some time going into details about like some of the units and the specifics, really getting a look at some pictures of what the condition of the property was, if there's been any upgrades, anything like that, I do have this resource available for you. It is just gives you the opportunity to really play around and find out some information about all of the units that have recently closed within the development within the last year. I also have available a print version as well, which gives some specific information about the complex as well as the units that were listed. I do want to point out, if I could get to that one page right there, units were listed at it that sold in that development in Hickory Manor, sold on an average of, let's just say 1.5% above its asking, and on average stayed on the market for 27 days for the 7 units I just discussed. The last thing in the package you're going to see is a printout of if you're thinking about selling your property, I have a little printout for you, just some tips and tricks on what you can do to get your home prepared for sale. So if you're considering selling your property and you want to think about it and you want to just speak to a realtor that can help guide you and really get you towards the finish line, please feel free to reach out to me. I would love to help you out. And otherwise, I hope this information was helpful for you as you go along your journey of homeownership within Hickory Manor. Hope you have a great day. Happy spring and happy summer as well. Take care.